Hello, once again. Welcome back to Ken's Cardboard. We are on the final series of my top 100 favorite baseball cards, and these are the favorites down into the top 20. As I've mentioned before, if you've watched the previous videos, I'll just repeat myself here quickly, but in the top 100 there are 45 graded cards, 62 baseball. We're going to see baseball and hockey. You got 22 hockey, 13 football, 2 racing, 1 basketball, 25 are autographed, and 25 are vintage. So we're going to see some of both, some of all. We're going to see some autographs. We're going to see some patch cards. We're going to see some vintage cards. We're going to see some modern, shiny stuff, all encapsulated in a piece of cardboard. For me, a long time, I've collected cards as a kid, and I first started collecting because I was fascinated with baseball, and the only way you could get information about the players was on baseball cards, or the newspaper. Didn't get to watch them that much on TV. I remember watching the Baseball Bunch with Johnny Bench on Saturday mornings, I think it was. Get up early and watch the Baseball Bunch during the summertime. So that was fun. Great memories. I'm sure Eric Fourleaf remembers the Baseball Bunch. He drew that picture of Pete Rose for me back early in my YouTube station when I was showing off a lot of my Pete Rose stuff before I had amassed this massive collection that I got. When I don't know, I probably can go through and figure out when I purchased each one of these cards and whatever, but over the last few years I've collected some great cards, a lot of them from the YouTube community, people have given me, and some that I purchased off eBay, people that have helped me with cards and what. I'll have a little bit of stories about that. But thanks again, Eric, for sending this drawing of Rose. I keep it up on my shelf and proud to display that. All right, first up, one of my favorite football players. I have several cards of him in my top 100, but this is the 87, not 87, Fleer Flair Showcase. It's easy for me to say. Super shiny. As I mentioned before, I met Ed McCaffrey. I was going to meet him again. He came to my chiropractor's office promoting something in Denver, and I wasn't able to go, but I gave my chiropractor a stack of Ed McCaffrey cards, and people wanted an autographed card, and maybe Ed McCaffrey could autograph them. So this is the card that I wanted autographed, and Ed was gracious enough to autograph it for me. So there we go, the Ed McCaffrey shiny card there in the background. The first set I ever completed was the 1980 Topps. 79 and 80 I completed about the same time, but I pack pulled this card in 1980 when I was 9 years old. It's a little bit diamond cut, but I wanted to get it graded because it's one of my favorite cards. Rickey Henderson. Got to see Rickey Henderson play in person many times when he played with the A's. I lived in Northern California. He actually threw me my first baseball that I ever received. So love that classic 1980 Topps Rickey Henderson, pulled from a pack. Oh man, one of my first vintage cards I purchased outside of a Jackie Robinson is this Dodgers Sluggers card from 1957 Topps. It was in a pre-SGC holder, and it was very scratched up, and so I had it reholdered by SGC. We got Ferrello, Hodges, and Campanella and Snyder. Unfortunately, Topps didn't have a license or a contract with Jackie Robinson, so they dropped Jackie Robinson, so they didn't make a 1957 card, even though Jackie's final season was 1956. But these, I don't know if Jackie wouldn't have been considered a slugger for the Dodgers, but still a great Dodgers card. I love those combo cards. Shout out to Dylan. He loves the combo cards as well. Again, my favorite hockey player when I first started watching hockey, Mr. Joe Sakic. This is my only autograph of him from NHL Memoirs, Upper Deck. I think this is like 2021. Clear cut hockey. Nice foil action on there. Sakic has a great autograph. I love the dual image. It's kind of like Topps gold label. Similar design on the card. Trying to get some shine on this one. Nope, not going to happen. All right, this is another shout out to my buddy Dylan. I told Dylan I was gonna when I first watched this video, I saw one of his first videos, saw this card sitting up on his wall. I have a love-hate affair with this card. When I was growing up, I really wanted this card really bad, but I could never afford it. And after a while, you know, I got frustrated with Pete Rose because of, you know, his whole thing with gambling and getting kicked out of baseball. And then I didn't like this card. So I didn't want to, I was like, well, I don't need this card. It's kind of ugly with the floating heads and the colors. I'm not a fan of yellow, but it's an iconic card in the hobby. And I, you know, talking to Dylan over the years, you know, yeah, you should, you know, if you're a Pete Rose collector, you should probably get this card. And at the 23-3 National, he said he's gonna walk around with me until I find this card. I looked at every dealer that had this card sitting in their case in kind of a mid-grade, and I took pictures of every one of them, compared them all, and finally found this one here, 4.5. Nice, you know, pretty good centering and good color. So picked that up and ended up seeing Pete Rose that day as well in Cleveland, driving around in the golf cart, and he ended up passing away a few months later. So Pete Rose story forever. Dylan and I saw him together, and it was just a memorable day picking that up with my buddy Dylan. Alrighty then, going from a vintage hero to a modern hero, Shohei Ohtani. So I mentioned in my previous video, one of my previous 100 top favorite card videos, that I bought a box of 2018 Jumbo. You get 2 silver packs, and lo and behold, one of the silver packs had this card in it. And, you know, Ohtani at that time was popular, but he wasn't like he is now. So I sent this one in to get graded, and lo and behold, it came back a 10. So it's a beautiful card. 83 Topps is one of my favorite designs. Like the dual, you know, got the up close portrait, and you got the action shot. It's one of the 3 sets I have completed. 83 Topps, 1980 Topps, and 1979 Topps are the 3 sets I have completed. So there we go. We got an Ohtani silver pack 83 chrome promo. I showed this card recently in my autograph of my Rockies collection. I just love this card. It just cracks me up. Ugly sweaters, Arenado autograph, got the Santa hat relic. Just so cheesy. Got a great smile. This is just like a cheesy card, but I love it. A big fan of Christmas, always have been. Just love having this cheesy card in my collection. So it's number, I don't know, what am I down to, like 16? 15, 14? No, this is card number 13. Or no, 14. 14, can't count. Got the Arenado ugly Christmas sweater. There we go. I have this card higher than my Trout rookie card because I ended up purchasing a blaster box. I was working in Portland, Oregon, stopped by Target to pick up some shaving cream or something because I ran out in my travel bag. Stopped by, pick up, I think, 2 blaster boxes, and this is in early spring. I was heading, after I got done working, I was heading straight home to Colorado, and then my wife and I were going down to Arizona to spring training. And so I wanted to do a video of opening a box during spring training game. You know, that's when you wanted to create cool content, like opening cards at a baseball game. However, it was raining at the game, kind of like drizzly, like not drizzle, but it was like more just thunder shower dripping. So I ended up not opening the box. I just kept it in my bag. But then I ended up opening the box on the airplane. So if you go back and watch that video, I don't know if I'm going to find the link or not, but it's way back in the day. If you remember, you were a fan of my channel back then. I pulled this on that plane, and I didn't know what I got when I opened it. I had no clue. I looked when I got home. I looked back and numbered it, and saw that it was numbered out of 71. So, awesome Trout card that, and then I sent it in to get graded, and love it. It's a 71 Topps design with the white chrome. Love white chrome. Beautiful, beautiful. My favorite Trout card I have in my collection. Whew, at the 2023 National. At the 2023 National, I was saving money to buy some big cards, but this card here came up, and I ended up spending. It came up for auction. You see it a lot of times. Buy it now, but this is the only year that Panini had a license for hockey, and this happens to be Nathan MacKinnon's rookie year. This chrome rainbow, prism rainbow, whatever you call them, they call them prism, I guess. So prism silvers, super shiny card, just awesome. You got the etching on the jersey there. Love this card. So I ended up spending a lot of my money that I was going to spend at the National on this card before I went, because I got this like I don't know, maybe 2 weeks before I went. I think it came in the mail when I was at the National, but couldn't pass that up. That was one of my favorite hockey cards. Whew, we're down to card number 11. Everybody knows this card, Ken Griffey Jr. rookie card in 1989. I pulled this card from a pack. I think it was probably the third pack I opened of 89 Upper Deck. I went to a card, actually it was a coin shop in the town I lived in, Auburn, California. And my regular card shop guy, he didn't have very much Upper Deck because he thought it was too expensive for kids. Well, I think he had them, but he didn't. He ran out of them a lot quicker. The guy at the coin shop had some type of deal with some vendor, I guess, and so I pulled this out of the third pack that I opened up, and then I went back to the coin shop and bought the rest of them, and I ended up getting 2 Griffey cards that I pulled out of packs. And I ended up buying a collection as well in 2020, right before the pandemic, and ended up getting a PSA 8 of that same card. So I have 3 of those Griffey cards. I don't have duplicates of a lot of cards in my collection, but that is one of them. So that's top 11 card in my collection. Oh, like I said, Stadium Club. Whew, love Stadium Club. Here we go. This is one of my favorite images, probably the favorite image I have on a card that I have of any of my cards. This is the 2020 Topps Chrome Stadium Club Bo Bichette rookie card. This is the refractor version, not numbered, but I'm sure it's limited. Super awesome card. This year, Topps has a SSP gold mirror of Bo Bichette with a similar image, but Bo's over here, more close up. But gosh, Stadium Club they do some great images, right? Everybody knows that. Love this card. I have the base Stadium Club. I have a whole binder page, all 9 slots filled up with the base card of that. So there we go, that super shiny image. Oh man, back to patches. Whew. I like unique cards, and patches, even though they're numbered, like this one's numbered to 25, they're still all unique no matter what you do. So this is a Von Miller rookie card. This is Topps Prime. I don't know how many years they make this. Maybe my buddy Brad can tell me, but this is player worn memorabilia. Got the autograph, Von Miller, my favorite defensive player of all time. Sack machine, loved watching him play. But we got part of a glove, we got part of a sweatband, part of a football, and part of a patch. So unique card. Don't know if I'll ever see one like this again, but who knows. It's in my collection now and not going anywhere. Love that Von Miller card. That is number 9 in my collection. This card you've probably seen a few times in my collection recently. I'm showing it. After I sold that Mike Trout card for $2,800, I went out and bought my first booklet card. I think I have 2 booklet cards now. This is obviously a full-size letter patch plus a couple other patches over here, and got the Hilton autograph there on the sticker. Topps triple threads from 2019. This is a number 3 out of 3. So beautiful card in the collection there. Back to the guy in the background there, Pete Rose. So this card I remember buying before I could drive. I was trying to collect all of Pete Rose's Topps cards. I could never afford the rookie card, but I do have it now as of the last year. This was my favorite Pete Rose card. I think probably got this when I was probably like, I don't know, 13 or 14 years old, before I moved to Northern California in '85. So could not drive yet, but my mom took me to a card shop, I think on Van Nuys Boulevard in Southern California, and got this sick 64 Pete Rose with the rookie cup. Doesn't have the floating heads, a little bit off center. You know, back then I didn't care about centering. I just cared about having the card. The back's a little faded, but still a great card for the collection. Still my favorite Pete Rose card. Great memories. As I mentioned before, and recently, it was unique cards. This is a unique card here. This is Charlie Blackmon Topps Now from 2019. This is a base, part of a base that was at the game. If you look this up here, it's from a game that happened in 2019 where Blackmon recorded 15 hits in a 4-game series. So he was just raking that year. He started off the season super hot. And I think it was on June 16th. Again, this is numbered out of 25, number 1 out of number 25, and I paid a little pretty penny for this card, but no matter. I like having this unique card, so I seen another one come up on eBay, but this one is mine. Whew, this is a recent card in my collection here. Beauty. Vintage hockey at its best. 7980 O-Pee-Chee. Classic design of hockey cards with the blue border there, and the Gretzky rookie card. This is the O-Pee-Chee version. Picked this up with my buddy Walter up at the Toronto show this past spring, and it's the number 5 card in my collection, my 5th favorite card now that I have. Happy to pick this up. I didn't see many cards in SGC. There was a lot of KSAs and PSAs. There was one dealer that had probably 18 or 20 of these Gretzky cards, mostly O-Pee-Chee, a couple Topps. And I went to a dealer who was actually from the US who actually had this, and I got a good price on it, so I collected it for my collection. Curating those cards. The fun part of the collection, right? Curating the cards. Once you have them, got to show them off every once in a while, like I'm doing right now. It's not always about picking up the latest and greatest, I guess. Let's show some cards, what we have already collected. Back to hockey, but we're talking modern hockey. My favorite player currently, Cale Makar. This is the Future Watch Auto. This is kind of like the card to get if you're not a hockey fan and you just watch baseball. The Future Watch is the card. This is the Retro Future Watch, which is actually more limited than the regular Future Watch. These are numbered out of $3.99. I think the regular Future Watches are $9.99. I don't like the design of the 2019-20 Future Watch card, so I prefer this card that's more limited, even though it's less expensive than his regular Future Watch. But love SP Authentic. Great to have this design. I love white cards. And then got the autograph of Cale Makar. Great to have that. That's number 4 in my collection. Number 3 is a recent pickup as well. These are, shout out to the buybacks. This is the Topps Archive Signature Series from 2022. This is one of my favorite cards growing up as a kid. Opened in 1987 Topps. I opened 86 Topps. It was the first box I ever opened. I think I opened a box of 87 Topps. I ended up getting a Bo Jackson, the base card, but This is that same card, numbered at stamped at a 38 here. Autographed as a buyback. Happy to add that into the collection. Topps Archive Signature Series. My favorite card designs from when I was a teenager. People know that card. Here's a card. I think I picked up this maybe early this year. Yeah, I think early, beginning of the year. I'm looking for a body over autograph. And I was also looking for, I'm always looking for like cards that are like well loved in a collection. And, you know, I don't know if this is authentic. I'm pretty sure that it is. I've asked other people. I'm not sure that I want to get this card graded because I want to keep it as a loved card. I don't know if you can see the wrinkles in this card here. It's got tape up on the top. Somebody marked an A for assistant captain. Corners are all dinged up. Someone loved this card. I love this card now. And I don't know when someone got this autographed, but I like keeping it just the way it is. And just talking to my buddy Josh at Peeps. Shout out to Peeps. He just picked up a tape card of a 49 Bowman. So you go check out that card on his channel. He just put that video out. This is the O-Pee-Chee version of the 70-71 O-Pee-Chee, printed in Canada. Awesome card. Put it back with the hockey cards back here. Somehow these videos always end up at over 20 minutes. I end up talking like at least 1 minute per card, but this one might take longer. That was card number 2 in my collection. Card number 1, you probably have already guessed it if you know my channel at all. Shout out to my buddy Lou Rock TV, who picked up a 49 Bowman Jackie Robinson. This is a 1950 Bowman Jackie Robinson. As I mentioned earlier, I had $5,000 in 2019 that I took from the stock market. I ended up buying some cards at that point. The Mike Trout rookie, some Aaron Judge rookies, Mookie Betts rookie, Jacob deGrom, Jose Altuve. I also picked up a Sandy Koufax rookie card as well in a 6.5 PSA. And my buddy George at Diamond Yard Sports Cards. Shout out to George. Go check out his channel. Great guy. Met him a few times down in Arizona and at the National. He likes high grade cards. Who doesn't like high grade cards in vintage? He had several of these Jackie Robinson cards, and I had that 6.5 Sandy Koufax, and he asked me if I wanted to make a trade, and I said, yes, I do. I traded him that 65 or 55 Koufax for this 50 Jackie straight up. They're about the same value and price for a 3 in this card. At the time when we made the trade, I don't know if they're still the same price because I really haven't looked them up since then. But as I mentioned before, in that 52 Bowman that I have with Gil Hodges, 50 Bowman is an amazing card. I love the Bowman cards. You don't know, it doesn't have a nameplate on the front of here, but I know it's Jackie Robinson because it tells me up on the flip. But yeah, this is my number 1 card in my collection, of my Jackie collection. It's a beautiful example of that. So we're going to end it on that. This card number 1 in my collection. Thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you enjoyed this series. I'm obviously going to be picking up some new cards here in the future, and maybe I'll surpass this number 1 card. No, they're going to, maybe next year I'll do an up there, maybe do it like every other year. Depends on, you know, how many cards I pick up. I'm only picking up, you know, 1 card here and there per month, so these days. But again, thanks for watching. Appreciate it. Take care, everybody. Peace.